African Nights.
It was a hot and cloudy night in Johannesburg. Crickets and frogs were croaking as the breeze cooled Caterina van Barlow's farm. South Africa has been in a tense situation since September's revolution. Black people's gangs took over the streets and started burning and destroying white people's houses and farms. They even killed members of the European descendants of the aristocracy, so Caterina was at great risk. Her grandparents came from the Netherlands. They were tulip growers. Anyway, tulips couldn't live in the Cape Colony, so they started raising cows and growing crops. Caterina was born in 1965, so she was 29 years old. She was very pretty, having intense blue eyes and blonde, beautiful hair. She had a boyfriend called Frederick. Both of them lived together in a farm. They had 2 cows, 3 goats, 1 dog named Victor, and many chickens. They had a very peaceful life where they didn't have to worry about anything and where they could be as free as the ocean. But one day all that peace ended. The sound of the engines woke the young couple very early, at 6:48 a.m. Frederick peeked through the window and saw something that frightened him. 2 jeeps and 2 motorcycles. He was about to tell his girlfriend about it when a black man got out of the jeep. He had an AK-47 and a set of grenades. Frederick realized that they were in real trouble. The house owner couldn't say a word when this man started walking towards the building.
"Hands on your head, you, on the floor, now!"
the gangster shouted in a poorly spoken English.
Okay, I'm on that.
Frederick stuttered, losing his ear because of the nerves.
"Are you alone?"
the gangster shouted.
"Yes,"
Frederick lied. The guerrilla members came out of the trucks and they started searching the house. When they found Caterina, they realized Frederick had lied, so they shot him. Then they took Caterina to one of the trucks and covered her face. She was kidnapped. Around 2 hours later, they arrived at a wide, open place with some little houses made out of metal and wood. She was sent to a building with some more women and children and a few old men. All of them were white. She felt worried about her future and also about all those poor people. Later that night, after dinner, they explained to all of them what the rules were in that place. One night, an old man didn't respect the rules. That man was killed. From that moment, Caterina appreciated every second of her life. Luckily, she was saved by the most unexpected person. At 4:09 a.m., one of the gangsters, called X-Ray, woke up all of the kidnapped people and led them to some trucks in groups of 6. Many thought that they would be relocated or even sent to a killing place. Instead, this good man risked his life to save all those unfairly caught civilians. At 4:31, the engines were on. That detail alerted some of the other guerrilla fighters that started shooting at the ships. Fortunately, they could escape successfully and 5 hours later, they arrived in Cape Town. Today, 28 years later, Caterina mourns on Frederick's tombstone, next to where he died, remembering how she was saved and all her history.